The next question is one that I don't get so directly, but I hear whispered until I show up and people stop talking about it. That question, of course, is Paradox a cult? To answer that question, let's go to the dictionary, shall we? According to the New Oxford American Dictionary, a cult is a system of religious veneration and devotion directed toward a particular figure or object. My friends, I hate that definition. You want to know why? Christianity, by this definition, is a cult. We have a particular figure that we have devotion and veneration toward, right? What a terrible definition. So I found a much better definition of all places on masterclass.com, ? They define cult as this. The term cult refers most often to a group of people with usually atypical beliefs living in relative isolation from the world. They tend to centralize around one charismatic person, the cult leader, who orders the beliefs, behaviors, and customs of all the other members. Now, I can understand if someone is looking at Paradox Church from the outside and looking at me and thinking, this is awfully close to that definition. But my friends, I want you to know why I don't believe this is a cult and who is responsible for making sure that we aren't a cult. And to do that, we need to talk about some church structure. Can I get a hallelujah? All right, you guys are way into this. All right, here we go. So what we need to talk about church structure, we have to realize that Paradox Church runs by a partnership between the members of the church boards, and the church staff. Now, let's start with the members, because it's the one that everyone can be part of. A member is very simply defined here at Paradox. There are 3 requirements. The first is you have to support the mission of Paradox Church. You don't have to believe it. You just have to say, I understand why you do that, and I support you doing it. The second thing is you have to find Paradox to be a form of a spiritual home. You don't have to believe everything we say. You just have to say, when I get here, I feel like I'm at home. I feel like I'm accepted for who I am. And the third part is you just have to express a written desire to become a member. Now, I get asked frequently how many members we have here at Paradox. The answer is 65. We don't stress membership that often at Paradox because if you want to be a member, we would love to have you. But we don't want you to feel like there are insiders and outsiders here. So yes, we have members, and you can serve at almost every level of leadership here at Paradox and not be a member if that's not what you want to do. However, the thing that members get to do is they get to vote in elder elections. And they vote on the elders, and once the elders are nominated by the members, they are confirmed then by me as the lead pastor. Now, our bylaws describes elders this way. The board of elders is to help create a positive spiritual climate within the church body. It is a spiritual body called to create and maintain stability and to protect the church in potentially negative situations. Now, the elders are not the ones who show up every day and run the nitty-gritty of the church. They are much more concerned with the larger picture of what the church is doing. The nitty-gritty then falls on the church staff, which is myself, Jasmine, and Jeremy. You're over there. Jasmine and Jeremy. We are the ones that are responsible for scheduling, emails, all of those different things, sermon series, and every little facet of these things. We take direction from the elder board, and we do the best we can to execute what the elder board wants us to do. I want everyone here to know, Jasmine, Jeremy, myself are happy to get coffee with you at any time. We will be happy to get to know you better. If you want to share some ideas, we would love to hear those ideas. And we are available here to serve you. However, I want you also to know that if you feel like you're not getting anywhere with us, there are places you can go, namely the elder board. Anyone here who is a member can address the elder board, and we have an outline process for that. Not only that, but we recently wanted to improve our staff experience at Paradox. So we now have a personnel advisory committee. This is brand new this year in the bylaws. And these 4 wonderful people oversee the staff health and make sure that we have a healthy working environment. The bylaws says it this way. The Personnel Advisory Committee will advise the lead pastor in matters of conflict resolution, staff evaluations, and management style. In addition, this committee shall oversee and handle all concerns, complaints, or accusations against the lead pastor. So if anyone had a concern about me and thought I was acting unethical, you could go to any one of these 4, and there's a process outline for how the church handles it, because we all don't think I'm perfect. Now, the elders also are people who will then oversee the staff complaint while the PAC deals with it very closely. The elders oversee the broader scope of it, and if things get really bad, then a complaint is eventually escalated to people who are off campus, but they are known as people as the overseers. These are wonderful people, Dustin, Tanya, Maury, Kim, and Randy, who have all played a major factor in my life and have mentored me in some way, shape, or form. It is ultimately their decision once a complaint gets up to them to decide whether or not I should continue in employment or not. And they also have the ability to punish me if I've done something wrong. Now, the bylaws says this: the members of the Board of Overseers must be ministers, theologians, or spiritual leaders who know and love Paradox Church and the lead pastor. And while that may sound a little murky, what's really important to understand here is I have had each of these people tell me no, and I trust them to tell me no in the future because I've been able to hear it from them. Now, each of these people have to be confirmed by the elders. They don't want anybody on there that'll just say, yes, Craig's great to everything. So they make sure that they watch over each of those nominations and that these people are willing to hold me accountable. There's one other board you need to know about, and that is the Board of Trustees. This group oversees all things financial and legal, and they also oversee building projects. From our church bylaws, we read, the major financial affairs of the corporation shall be managed by the Board of Trustees, whose members shall have a fiduciary obligation to the corporation. So when you think about all of these people, elders, overseers, personnel advisory committee, trustees, all of these different people, they are all charged with a responsibility as groups of people. All of these people and all of us are working together with you to see and embrace Jesus Christ and all, not Jesus Christ and Craig. It's not what we're here for, right? And when I think about what this church is and how we operate, we are constantly encouraging you to go outside, to listen to other voices, to find value in other religions, to read books by authors who aren't Christian. We are doing our best to keep pushing you out there to see that God is so much bigger than even Paradox can tell you. Because, my friends, what we have found as a group is that God is bigger than any one church, any one pastor, and any one religion.